Hey.
What's up?
We still with you right here on part number 2 of the Patron series.
Yes, sir. And if you're just joining us, I mean, we have a whole series. So you know what? Welcome to Assault on the Proof. If you're a new subscriber, we are the WindyCityTasters. With the what?
Yeah, the
Live in
WindyCityTasters.
Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, you threw me off with that one.
Yeah, if you y'all tuning in, we want to thank all our subscribers, old and new, present, current, and we're continuing in the second of our Patron set.
Right, the ones the sets that we are going to talk about tonight. You won't go wrong. Now I want to do this right here, right quick, before we get too far gone. This series is on the Reposado. Reposado is between.
You mean Reposado? You like Reposado?
It's Reposado.
You said Reposado.
Well, some people say rest.
Because you feel like resting after a sip of that.
It's called. That's what Reposado means. Resting. It's resting in oak barrels. Now, you take the same product here, same Blanco, and you introduce it to oak barrels. Now, here's the kick. American oak barrels, American used oak barrels. Some come from Jack Daniels. Some may come from Jim Beam or something, but Jack Daniels in the market
I did not know that Jack Daniels. Somebody is really. They put some thought into that.
Jack Daniels sells all that
whiskey.
Right,
You know, you have all different kinds of. You have some scotches, you know, that are matured in ex-bourbon casks. I mean, so that's. But I don't know that tequila was used in ex-bourbon casks or you know that's
the market for used bourbon casks is high.
Yeah, we got to get into that. We
probably 70% or 60% bourbon go over to Scotland. They use used bourbon barrels, American bourbon barrels, to make scotch. So a lot of them are shipped over to Scotland, so people don't know that. So they don't throw away the barrels. There's a market. There's a market for that. But anyway, Reposado. But I wanted to show you the color variations. We got 0 to 2 months.
Well, check that out. They're all 40%. They're all the same proof. They're all 80.
It can be less in Mexico, but the government, the United States government, said they would only accept tequila if it's 40% or better.
Well, tequila will knock you on your toes.
Right. So we got the clear
and your nose.
0 to 2 months straight out of the distillery or stored in a stainless steel tank for 2 months. 2 months to 1 year. 2 months to 1 year. So about a year, 8 months, whatever. 12,
That's
10 months.
That's a beautiful color, though.
It picks up some flavor and color from the used old bourbon barrels. And here we have the Añejo. The last one, you see how it goes from clear to light brown to darker. Because this right here sits from 1 year to 3 years. So I wanted to show you that before we get back into it. So here's Blanco. We did that a minute ago. Unaged. 1 year aged, up to 1 year.
But there's no actual statement on the
some bottles do.
Reposado.
Some bottles do, and I'll show you that on another series. But we're gonna put the Añejo off to the side for a minute. So now Reposado. Reposado means resting. It means resting in Spanish. So it's resting.
Yes, it means sweating in English because what you over there doing.
So yeah, I don't know what got me. I don't know. That's why I probably. So anyway, resting, Reposado. So you got Blanco, Reposado, and Añejo. I got a song here on my every word, my every
we got so many more episodes to do that it's free entertainment right here. So now turn off your Netflix because this is where it's gonna be at.
So now we have
Reposado,
the same product introduced into oak barrels.
Having troubles over there.
Yes, the same product introduced into oak barrels. So now we're going to see how it picks up the flavors and the slight color of the wood.
It's like a soft copper.
Now, there's a shortage of blue agave. I didn't tell you about that part, and after I pour, I will.
If I'm not impressed by anything else, I'm impressed by the color. And it's like, ding, like fine wine.
So, blue agave. Again, 100% pure blue agave. 100% pure blue agave. This line, you won't go wrong. We have other lines coming up.
The eggs are going to be the same because the proof is the same, you know.
Yeah, the proof is the same. color. So now you picking up.
You got a little bit of smokiness in the nose.
See, this is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people are introduced to this, and that's all they know. They say, well, I didn't know they had another one. And then another one. So once you move to this and pick up some color and flavor,
you know what? We're saving you a lot of time and a lot of money.
Right.
Because
you can go right to the liquor store and say, give me that.
Right. So, Dad and I, what's important to us is that you all are educated consumers, educated shoppers, and the more you know, the more you're going to enjoy. We want you to experience. I mean, yeah, we're not the tequila aficionados, but whatever. Gin, bourbon, scotch, whatever. We want you to experience what you're tasting.
Right. The more we know, the more you know. Now, back to the blue agave. The blue Weber agave plant, which is this is made from 100%.
The nose is good. It reminds me of a sherry.
It matures.
Scotch.
It matures between
Sherry
It matures
Scotch.
between 7 and 10 years. So some distilleries, some companies wait until that 8th or 9th year, right in the meat of it, and harvest it. So that means once they harvest the fields, they got some gigantic long fields of agave. Once they harvest it, they have to replant and wait a minimum of 7 years before they can harvest again.
That is nuts.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's a rarity, and they have blue agave thieves. I'm serious. At night, they have people that go out and get truckloads of blue agave under the night cover of darkness. And that's a big problem over there. So it's a scarcity,
A scarcity
of the agave, which drives the length of the time in the barrel.
So it's Reposado. They're robbing them trucks.
Reposado, resting.
Robbing.
How does it smell?
Don't you smell a little smokiness? I smell a little citrus.
Nothing's added. There's no additives.
Right. And that citrus comes from the bourbon barrels.
I also say, no matter what brand, if you get 100% pure blue agave, the Mexican government says no additives can be added.
Like salt.
There's no flavorings can be added to 100% blue agave.
Like
no flavorings, as of now.
Fresh cinnamon stick, like subtle spice.
You see how that wood took it?
Yeah.
You see? Now I'm telling you.
You have that same, you got a little smokiness in there. You got a little soft citrus
not
in
saying
there.
that Blanco
is
like,
there.
I'm not saying Blanco is like that, but if you're a Blanco drinker.
That add I like this above that.
Right.
That's
nice. This is
subtle though. This is subtle.
This is an oak for about a year. So it's not an oak for a long time.
You love stroking it like it's
right.
It's been aged for a year. It's been rested.
No, this 1 year. And like I said, like some bourbons we talked about before, been in barrels for a minimum of 4 years. A minimum of 4 years. None of these we show you here have been in barrels 4 years. Like I said, it's not they rushing to get it out to you. It's that.
I think this is just as smooth as. This is just as smooth as this one here.
Yeah, but it's
got the element of smokiness that smokiness paired with the sweetness. That's
right.
Nice.
And you can tell it's been resting. You can see what the wood has done to it. It's kind of mellowed it out. It kind of mellowed it out.
It don't have that kick, that big kick at first. Man, my dad, go big or go home. You just knocked that back.
Right. Reposado. This is the middle one.
All right. So what's your thoughts, Dad, on the flavor and the
Now, like I said, I'm my first time trying Patron. Period. Now my first time doing a Blanco. My first time doing a Reposado, and soon to be Añejo, which means age. We'll get to that in a minute. So, bam. See where you at now. Oh, you coming up?
Yeah, because this
coming up.
Because being me, have mercy. Being a lover of bourbon, I can see what the ex-bourbon cast is doing to that.
Right.
So
and it's not that you pick up any Jack Daniel's flavor and anything like that, but you pick up the wood.
You pick up an essence of woody smokiness. that you ain't gonna find in a lot of tequilas.
Right.
At least not like that, you know.
So you got, I don't want to say use the word too liberally, but raw, rested, or slightly aged, and then this is aged more.
Yeah.
So until next time,
Está en la puerta.
bam, we'll see you in a minute.
Can't touch